This ain't your grandpa's ham radio, no sir. Grab your rig, hit the trail, mindset on fire. Parks on the air, we're activating the wire. Summits on the air, climb high, scream CQ, portable power. No shack, just me and you. Experiment wild, break the old rules. Contesting pile-ups, we're owning the fools. No age limit here, it's a state of mind. Kids table rebels leave the boring behind. Heavy signals crashing down. CQ on the town. Poda, soda, contest roar. Ham radio, kids table forevermore. Beat, boot, bang, waves in the fight. This is our revolution, turn it up tonight. Kids table, not your grandpa's ham radio, your future on the air. QRT out.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Ham Radio Kids Table. It is yet another Wednesday night, and we are here. We are joined by some I started to say some new favorite friends. Mark, everybody knows Mark from Boondock Echo, but we've also got a couple.
You're a Boondock Echo, Tim?
Echo?
I thought I heard a Boondock Echo.
Echo.
Is somebody got their stream playing through the backside? I keep hearing Echo.
It's Boondock Echo.
I hear an Echo too.
Is it It's Boondock Echo. Oh,
Echo, yeah.
Okay, but also tonight, in addition to Mark, we have Casey and Hirsch. Is it Hirsch? Correct. Awesome. With us, and these guys are the brains behind all of the firmware and everything tonight. So, now I was talking with Mark. He said, "Look, we got some new firmware coming out. We've got some new advances in it." And so we wanted to get them back on here to go through that, but also just kind of tips, tricks, and how you could utilize Boondock Echo in your everyday life to make things just a little bit easier. So
Tim,
we are here. Yep.
30 seconds and tell people what Boondock Echo is. Do you mind?
You know what? Let's do that. So if you want to go ahead and
I'm ready. Are you going to embiggen me? Boondock Echo is a device that will attach to any radio to record, transcribe, translate if you want, and act on keywords, which is the coolest feature. So if you have your Boondock Echo listening for a call sign that you're trying to get way out in the wilderness, it'll tell you. It'll send you an email. It'll send you a text. Heck, we're connected with IFTTT. You can flash a light on it off in your studio and, give your puppy dog a seizure. Great little tool. They're on sale right now. You can use Tim's code. We have it in the chat. What did we give you, Tim? Grayman30, something like that?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
So use code Grayman30. I'll add it to the chat right now to get $30 off this month only. At the end of this month, our price is going up, and it's going up over $200. Exactly how high we're still determining, but it's never going to be this cheap again. So use Tim's code. Tim, you'll get $5. You'll get $30 off. Everybody will be happy except me because I'm losing $35. So something, if you want to pay full price, make Mark happy, you can do that too.
So let's preface two things, because I thought I heard you say it was going to go up $200, not the unit would go over $200. It
could be either. We don't know. No, we've got to raise the price. The unit cost right now is $189. It won't be that again. Come May 1st, it's going to be 2XX. It's going to be 2 something.
Okay.
So.
And generally we codes, anything like that. Mark, what I'm going to say is anything that's generated from this, that money, let's put that back into a Boondock Echo, and we can look at giving it away or something.
Sure, man. We can give one away tonight. You want to give one away tonight?
Well, I don't want to give away one tonight. I'm just saying, if you did, well, you know what? I'll leave that up to you. But on the just on the code, I in general, if any money comes in, if anybody uses that code instead of the affiliate fee, we'll just donate that back into a unit to give out to the community, or however
Considering that nobody has yet used your code in 22 days, I think that's very generous of you, Tim.
All right.
You got it. Okay. No affiliate code then, no affiliate link. That's fine. I just wanted to be upfront with people if we did that. But instead, what we're going to do is give away a Boondock Echo tonight to somebody who is participating in the chat. Tim, we'll figure out how that's going to work.
All right.
Do you have Nightbot that does that? We'll do that towards the end.
We could do, yeah, through the StreamYard tool. That's not a problem. We can do that. So what I think Mark is saying is that everybody who's watching this show right now, tweet your best friend. Somebody tell Big Jim and let him know to tell everybody. And
yeah,
the chat's going crazy.
The chat's going crazy. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your friends' neighbors, and your neighbors' friends. We're giving one away tonight.
That's right.
But before we get started, before we let Casey take the big screen over, I want everyone to know that Casey has been working on this. Hirsch has been working on this. Hirsch is our newest developer. He's down in the corner there, and it is like 6 a.m. his time, so he's still a little sleepy. We got him out of bed because this wouldn't have happened without him working on this, 40-hour weeks, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, usually actually longer days than that for the last 3 months, and Casey working on it before that. So kudos to these guys for making it happen. We're still calling this beta because there are a couple bugs we're still chasing, but Casey and Hirsch will tell you all about that. So that's my spiel. You need a Boondock Echo in your life. Your radio needs a Boondock Echo. We use the DigiRig standard. It will connect to anything that DigiRig will, which is everything. Get one. Get two. You could have one for each hand.
And since Tim's not reading the private chat, I'm going to do some production work here. Tim, bring Jeff down to our level, please, and put the Boondock team.
No, you need to come up to my level.
No, Boondock team goes on top. There we go.
Woo! That's what's up, Jeff.
Yo, that's what I thought. Yo.
That's what's up. All right. With that, KC, why don't you show everybody out there in TV land how they get the new firmware onto their dock?
All right, absolutely. Am I coming in clear?
You are.
Awesome.
Loud and clear.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen and nobody wants to see my face. Let's look at a window which has something more interesting, which is on my left, right here. And okay, awesome. Thanks, Mark. I'll do a quick introduction. Mark already talked about it. Boondock Echo, if basically you connect any radio and it will transcribe, it will record the messages automatically, and if you have some keywords, it will send you alerts, and it's very easy to set up, and we will look at that. And if you go to boondockecho.com, you'll see a little bit about features. We have alerts, we have noise reduction, local recording, transcription, and whatnot. So if you already have a Boondock Echo, all you got to do is log into your account. I will log in with my Google account right now. And having your Boondock Echo connected, you have to go to update firmware section. And this is where you will see the latest firmware. It's called Echo Beta, and it's got today's date. These are previous version of the firmwares. Once you select that, make sure that you are using a Google Chrome browser. Windows is preferred, but we have seen it working on Linux and Mac, all the machines. Right now, I'm using Windows. So all you do is connect, and your device, your Boondock Echo device connected to the machine. You see the serial port. You select that, you connect, and you install the firmware from here. You can choose to erase device. Either way, doesn't make a difference, and you start the installation. It will usually take about a minute or two, and once this is done, your Boondock device will be ready. So let me talk a few important things about while we are installing the latest firmware. The most important thing I would say is now your Boondock Echo device can run without micro SD card. One of the biggest issues or complaint we receive from users is micro SD cards are bad. After some time, they just crash or they won't detect. With the new firmware, you do not need micro SD card, and we'll look at that in a few minutes. And you can still use a micro SD card as an option, which means if you put the micro SD card, you still get recordings on the card and also on your Boondock Echo website account. All right, it's 62%.
So, if I'm not mistaken, this is a ESP32 base.
Yes.
Yes.
The hardware. Okay, so for those of you, anybody that's not familiar, ESP32 is one of the primary chips that they use for Meshtastic. So if you are a Meshtastic user or Mesh Core, this process that Casey was talking about should be very similar in updating your Meshtastic node. So if you can do that easily on your computer, then this should not be a problem.
And the reason we use this, by the way, Tim, is we used an open source board. Our whole project's open source.
Mm-hmm.
So we used an open source ESP32 audio kit design that kind of went unnoticed. It's a really cool little kit, and we've figured out ways to do awesome things with it. So Casey just finished installing the latest, greatest firmware. Right now it's in what's called access point mode. So he could connect to it with his phone and finish the setup, which he might choose to do, or he can finish the setup from the command line, which it looks like he might be doing. But we've got multiple ways that you can accomplish this. The next step is to get it on your network.
Yeah. So as Tim was saying, it's a ESP32 based device. So I'm sure you are familiar with something like this. It creates a SSID and the password is Boondock Echo. You connect with the phone and you set up your Wi-Fi and everything is good. I will also show you a faster way to set this up. You can use command line set SSID, and that is my SSID. Set pass. This is my test machine, test environment where I have my SSID and password. You hit save and you do reboot. And
so Casey, these credentials that you're setting up right now, this would be for you to connect to your home Wi-Fi. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or are you setting the credentials so you could connect to the device?
So I'm setting the credentials so that my Boondock Echo device can connect to my home Wi-Fi and connect to the internet.
Okay.
All right.
It does have a default username and password for the access point. You can change that so people can't hack into your device.
Yeah.
Ooh, now we know your secret.
Okay. Once you do this, your device is ready and it will reboot and you can connect to your machine on your local network, something like this. Now, because I know I have put a static IP address, it's always good to use a static IP.
So to be clear, we're not online right now. We are on device.
Yeah.
So there's nothing, you don't need internet for what Casey's showing you right now. You just need access through your home Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So this is the new firmware and it gives you some additional features on the how you can configure the device using the browser. So whether there's internet or not, as long as your Boondock Echo device can connect to your Wi-Fi, you'll be able to access your device on the local network. There are a bunch of new features and I'll just focus on few of them which are most important. And I'll also try to talk about what are the core features. If you have missed out or not used some of those features, I will quickly touch through those too. As you can see, the device summary, it shows you all the high-level information, the device ID, which is also the MAC address, what's the firmware, IP address, Wi-Fi. It also shows you how good my Wi-Fi connection is. If it is poor, you might try to move it closer to your Wi-Fi router. And it gives you other information, how many recordings, and is it recording right now or not, and all the information related to the storage. I have micro SD card installed, It shows me all that information. Then we have system health. Then if you have never used Boondock Echo in a repeater mode, you can enable the repeater mode, which gives you two different options. One is simplex, which means if I transmit on my radio, Boondock Echo will record my transmission, and the moment I stop transmitting, it will play back on the same frequency. Or if you have a offset for your transmit, so it will transmit back. So you can use uh, your any radio like a simple Baofeng radio like this as a repeater. You can also do duplex, which means you can put the audio in and transmit out. You can connect two different radios on Boondock Echo, and it will, as it is recording, it will be transmitting at the same time, but you need two different radios. It's always good to uh, have the two radios like a little bit away from each other, or transmit on one and can overwhelm the other one. Okay, so if you have not used it like a repeater, you can use your Boondock Echo as a poor man's repeater system. And we also have check for updates. This is the latest firmware. It will my device is up to date. So once you update this, you do not have to go through the process. You can check for updates and apply your software updates right here without really going anywhere else. Cool. Right. Next up, this is also my favorite. We had a lot of complaints from our users talking about they were not able to record, or they wouldn't know if their device is working or not. But now you can see what is coming, what audio level is coming to your device. So for testing, I will turn on my radio. It's using a dummy load here, and when I transmit, this is KD9BFU doing an audio test. As the device will capture, you will see the audio waveform right here on the device. So it helps you set your audio level perfectly. What should be my audio level? This is the setting we call audio sensitivity. So you want to keep it just above the noise floor. So anytime there is anything above that, it will start recording, and it shows you in live mode when it is recording, when it is idle, and it shows you the waveform as well. So uh, we built this feature to make it easier for anyone to set up the device. Cool. The next one is, this is little choppy right now, but we are working on it. This is to access your live audio. So if you want to access the audio which is being received by my device, I just click live audio, and now it will play the live audio on the browser. So whenever there is a transmission, you'll be able to play that live audio on the browser itself.
So this means if you have one of these plugged into your Kinwood, your Baofeng, your ICOM, whatever, you can now take that audio feed into the kitchen, into the bathroom with you. It will listen on your phone. You can do this on your phone, right? It doesn't have to be a computer browser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you are adventurous enough, and you have some kind of VPN setup, you can access live audio from the radio from anywhere in the world, as long as you can get access to the internet. All right.
We can let our buddy Tim teach people how to do that safely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
Practice safe port forwarding, kids.
Yeah. All right. Bunch of settings. You can set the gain if the audio is too low. Like for example, in this example, right here, I can bump up my gain, and this will automatically increase the audio level. So if your radio is too quiet, you can use the gain. You can adjust it up or down as you need. Audio sensitivity, I already talked about it. You got to keep it just above the noise floor. Then there are other settings, minimum recordings. And we have also added useful information to each and every section. You can click on these help icons and it will show you exactly what they do. Uh, you can set up how long it has to be quiet or silent before it stops recording, so you can adjust that. And we also have increased how much pre-recording you can do. With some of our users, they said that sometimes they uh, when the device starts recording, the beginning of the sentence gets cut off, and that can be adjusted by increasing your pre-recording. So you can just increase, can make it like 2 seconds, which means the moment it will detect audio, it will take 2 seconds before that and attach to the audio file. So this is also very helpful. It makes sure that you do not miss out any recordings. Okay. Let me just quickly refresh it. And all right. Okay, this is our CW Morse. If you have a radio connected, you enable the transmit TX, and or let's say I'm not sure. I'm not sure if my Boondock Echo playing the audio came on the.
It did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
we heard it.
So you can use the device to send Morse code with a connected radio to it, and you can also set up other stuff like you can set up the speed, tone, and volume, and bunch of things, and you can use it for all the Morse code messaging.
So is there if you're to use this in a repeater simplex type scenario, could you use it as an IDer?
Mark?
Yes. So what he's asking, Casey, is can we every 10 minutes, that a repeater's transmitting, it has to self-identify. This is KV6 VFU repeater. Um, can we add that? I know we used to talk about that, but it's not on this firmware. But can we add that to the firmware, some logic to, listen for a quiet time and then transmit every 10 minutes? We'll
Yeah,
talk offline about the
yeah,
details about how that works.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's not in this firmware. We did talk
Yeah.
about it, but
Mhm.
we haven't implemented here. But we
Mhm.
can add it as a feature.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Well,
a
I mean,
that's a great suggestion.
yeah, obviously it can it can do the CW. I mean, we just heard it. So if you could put it on the roadmap as the NW9F mod, I'd appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Cool. All right. So continuing on that, we also have the recording section, much more improved than the previous one. This shows all the recordings on the device. Now, remember I talked about you can use this device without micro SD card, but if you have micro SD card attached to it, you can see all the recordings and you can play them, and you can also download and stuff like that. All right. Then we have network settings. This lets you set up to 3 Wi-Fi networks. So if you have a different Wi-Fi at home, you you want to take your Boondock Echo with you for an outdoor event, you can set up your second Wi-Fi and so on. You can also set up static IP addresses, which is helpful so that it doesn't change the IP address. All right. Then we have the advanced section. You can enable and disable your micro SD card if you want to, and set up your time zone. And you can also set up the Wi-Fi TX power. Mark, would you talk about briefly about why did we add this, the Wi-Fi TX power? It's a
Sure.
little story around it.
There is a big story around it. So we sent something out to a customer, and it worked in testing. It failed on installation, and we didn't know why. We were trying everything. We thought maybe we were swamping the receivers, desensing the other Wi-Fi receivers. So we turned down we were adjusting the power in the box. We were trying everything that we could figure out to do. What ended up being the issue is that the customer had an unauthorized Wi-Fi router in the facility, and they ran our audio cables next to the antennas of the Wi-Fi router, and Wi-Fi was just coming right on in, and it was just overwhelming our things. But then what we figured out was when we did that, it lowered the overall power consumption of our device. So if you're right next to it and you don't need a super high power, you can turn that down, and it'll save you 10 milliamps, which is something.
Yeah, especially when you're running it on battery, it's always good to decrease it. It also improves the stability of Boondock Echo device itself, so that if your battery power voltage drops, it would still work. So uh, we just added it as a feature. The default is the highest power, but it doesn't hurt to just reduce it. Okay, moving on. You can also update the firmware. If you don't have internet, you just have the firmware file. You can just pick the bin file and update it from here. You can ask us on Discord. We will provide you the binary files. You can always update in if without any internet. Then you have other settings, like you can export all the settings, import settings. You just uh, save it to a file, and whenever you want to restore, you can easily restore by um, using this feature. Um, Finally, we uh, we did uh, we did a major overhaul to our server systems. We did have some outages. Once one of our main server, which is capturing the audio, it it stopped working, and we it was not a good thing, good sight for us, and we ended up uh, making three different servers in three different time zones. Now Boondock device will automatically connect to them, and if one goes down, it will automatically switch to another one. This ensures that the system can keep recording even if one goes down, and you can easily click and test. You can see whether your device is able to reach that server or not. It's also useful to verify that your connection is all okay. But what might be more interesting is if you are interested in building something on your own, and if you want to set up a server, you can follow our open source libraries. You can build your own server and set up your IP address, the port number, and send the audio to your own personal server if you like.
Which is very cool. Again, open source mantra here. You don't have to give us your data. You can keep it all in house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so everything that we've looked at so far is all on device. You don't need the internet. But maybe we could take a second, Frank, and take a look at what's online. Let's show off some of the transcription keyword features that exist for people who are just seeing this for the first time.
So you want me to do this?
Let's give it a shot.
Frank, are you going to share a screen, or are you just going to do it through your?
Yeah, I'm gonna share screen. Let's. There we go. No, I want the entire screen. Where screen? There we go.
Do we
All right.
want the entire screen? I guess that's the next question.
All right. So I'm still on the old firmware for beginners. I haven't done anything yet. So where do you want to go, Mark?
I want to see your received section, Frank. I want to know what you're listening to.
To be honest, I haven't done any receiving in the last 24 hours since I got
okay, buddy.
Stuff set up.
So there's a couple other things that Harsh, and while Frank's webpage is loading, kind of slow right now. There it comes up. There's a couple things they're still working on. There's a transmit bug that they have to work out. So right now on the new firmware, transmit is disabled until they get that fixed, because that's something we don't want to screw up. So an FYI there. And then also the SD card speed they are able to run that card 4 times faster than what you're currently seeing. But we're going to have to figure out how to make that work. It's going to involve opening the case and changing a couple switches on the board. Totally doable, but it's not something we necessarily planned for. So we're working through those. So this is a beta firmware. There's more development to come. Frank, you went away.
Yeah, I know. Let's try this again.
If not, we can have KC do it. I was just trying to give his voice a rest since he wasn't feeling good.
All right. So I actually did receive stuff overnight.
Okay. So
I actually have 8 pages worth of stuff, 73 items, ironically enough.
Okay. Have you done any keywords yet?
I have not. Because
let's set one up.
As you know, I literally just reset everything yesterday.
Yeah, that's fine. So go over to the left over there, buddy, and scroll down.
Yeah.
Until you see alert. There you go.
My screen is big enough for you all, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is. It just took a second to show up on my end. Okay, so I'd like you to go and create an alert.
All right. Oh.
So what's your audio source?
Yeah, okay. Create.
Oh, ha ha.
Oh.
Okay, we're not doing that right now. We'll have to set that up for you. Okay. Casey, do you have alerts ready to go then?
Yeah, sorry, Mark. My internet's being stupid for some reason.
That's okay, buddy. And we can give you a little more extended free trial there, so you can try this feature out.
Yeah, so let me share my screen, and I will show one of my test machines which I use. And so now I have a test device which keeps sending an audio message which says thunderstorms ahead. I use it for testing, and I will show you how it works. And if you go to alerts, okay, so in the alert section, you will see all the alerts that you have received in the past. And in manage, you can define the alerts you want. How it works is you would give it a name, like for example, like I would call it bad weather alerts. So I would put keywords like thunder and let's say hurricane, or let's say tornado. So I would define my keywords that I want. I select the Boondock Echo device. I have 5 test machines here. I would select the Boondock Echo, pick my email address. You can actually have multiple email addresses. You can have set up 2 different email addresses. If you do not want your main account email, you can go to your profile and give a second email ID. And you just save the alert, and that's it. Now what's going to happen is...
Everything okay over there, Casey? Mocha?
Oh yeah, my kid just showed up and he's too excited to see the dog.
It's Amar screaming happiness. Okay. I was scared, buddy. I was scared.
No, he would scream like that. Okay, so once you have the alert set up, every time there is that any message received matches that keyword, you will receive an email with that alert message, and it also attaches the audio file. So in case you are not near your device, you want to see what that message is, you will see a WAV file attached to your email, a WAV or MP3. I'm not sure, but either of them, and you can play it directly or from your email.
Real quick, while we're doing this one specifically, Nate's asking, can you set exclusion keywords? For example, I want tornado warning, but not tornado watches.
Yeah, you would just set tornado warnings as the keyword or the key phrase.
Okay, as the whole word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that would do it.
Yes, and let me quickly go back here. You can also use wildcards, which means I can do let's say star tornado star, which means anything before and after tornado will also be captured. But if I just put tornado, it will only look for tornado. And if I do tornado watch, then it would be only sending me alerts related to tornado watch.
Okay.
And there's no limit how many keywords. So the best approach is you put all the keywords that you want to track as the whole, like, whether it is one word or two word and so on. Add as many as you like, and you'll get the alerts.
And it will email you these. You can also trigger IFTTT with these. It emails you the text and the audio, which is really cool.
So does it use webhooks or something to trigger IFTTT?
I think that was a question for KC.
Yes. So once you go to, let me see if I can log in right now. Basically, when you will go to IFTTT, Boondock Echo will show up as an application.
Oh, so there's already pre-built apps for this.
Yeah. So we have built applet. So if you search here, let's say Boondock Echo, you'll find our Boondock Echo applet, and it has a bunch of recipes that you can use. But essentially, you can decide what happens when you receive a keyword, what happens when you receive an audio message, and in terms of action, you can decide what plays on your Boondock Echo device, or you can even transmit if you want. And there are other things like you can restart your device, and you can link up to your Discord or any other system in IFTTT.
So just thinking about that, the IFTTT.
Oh.
So if tornado gets triggered or bad thunderstorm, something like that, I can use IFTT then to trigger and turn on all my Casa lights in the house,
Yes.
or something like those, right? So, okay.
And come to think of it, you could probably use IFTTT for the repeater notification, except I would prefer we did it so we can make sure we're listening for a quiet time on the repeater.
Gotcha.
So we don't step on it, but we could probably do the IFTTT and just, if you set up a timed trigger, if there's any audio in the last 10 minutes, send this out. And if not, stay quiet.
Mhm.
So cool. We recently, within the last month, upgraded so we've got two classes of customer. We've got consumer and commercial. What we're looking at is the consumer version right now. And we recently upgraded everybody to the best consumer transcription level that we have, right? Everybody got an upgrade. There is yet another level of transcription for our commercial customers that may find this later. And I'm going to share that with you now to give Casey a chance to get another throat lozenge. So this is listening to LAFD dispatch number 5. And you're going to see some things that you didn't see on the other. Let me make it a little bigger for you there. Now, anytime that noise comes through, it can do a little better job of detecting it. Like this is also noise. It's been this particular channel has been horrible these last few days, and I don't know why. But it tells you a little bit more about what it sees in the background or what it's hearing in the background, which is pretty cool. If it thinks it's a hallucination, it'll tell you that too. This is audio traffic. It's on scan, so it probably missed part of this message, but we can edit it. We can play it.
87 seizure 1758 North Big Dolphin.
So I don't know if you guys heard that or not. You can
We
download
did.
it. You can edit the audio in situ. So if you want to, like, this one's probably not a great candidate for editing, but let's say I wanted to delete everything after, just getting rid of silence. We can do that, and we log all of our changes just for record keeping purposes. So this is fantastic for, first responders who are using this, because they can look at an event. Let me do a quick search here. They can look at an event that happened, and they can start marking messages. And, well, what happened when? Let's see. December 18th, starting at 4:30, they had an event start. Medic Engine 771, investigation out 626 or 2621, and that's actually supposed to be Ard Shield, but that's pretty close. We prioritize speed over accuracy on this model, just to get it into first responders' hands quickest. So we pick up all of these things that are part of the same event, and let's see. It looks like they stayed out a long time. So we're just gonna collect these. We can create an incident. We know when it started. We know when it ended. We've got all of the message collected, the severity of it, description. And I can create a report. So now what we have for this is these guys can download these reports anytime they want. So I think we called that one Ard Shield incident. Okay, just now. So here's our report. We can download the audio and the text for ever and ever, for a freedom of information request, for a, for an after action report, any of that stuff. So huge thing, because now you can take and you can mix as many channels together as you want. Right now I've got 4 showing. I'm going to drop it down to 1. Come on, turn off there and turn off there. I need to replace this mouse. But anyhow, so now you can do all that. And even better, although it requires luck for this next feature to work, it'll give you a live playback too. Remember we showed you earlier you can listen to audio? Well, what the guys have done here, and when I say the guys, I'm talking Casey, Harsh, Suraj, and Nandini, our development team, is we can cue these audio. So if you've got multiple radio frequencies coming into you all at once, anybody who's ever worked a pileup knows that that's just nonsense. You can't do it. Well, we can stage those and step those out for you, so you never miss a message again. So just a little bit different, and I'll stop sharing now. But that's just a little. Oh, and now it does it. As soon as I stop sharing, it comes through live. But anyhow, let me close that, because like I said, that's been a noisy channel these last few days. But anyhow, I mean, how cool is that? You can monitor multiple frequencies at once. And I know you're thinking, so do I have to buy a Boondock for each one of these? For now. But Casey, tell them about Boondock Arrow.
Thanks, Mark. So we, for one of our customers who's using Boondock Echo to monitor multiple frequencies, we built another product called Boondock Arrow. And instead of Boondock Echo devices, it uses SDR, and it lets you monitor multiple frequencies within a range. So for example, we use AirSpy, which has a bandwidth of 10 megahertz. So within one Aero device, you can monitor up to 16 different channels within that bandwidth. And it does everything that Boondock Echo does. The big difference being no radios, it's based on SDR. So everything your SDR can see and decode, it's we are able to capture that. And the interface that Mark showed you, all those audio files are available.
All right, Casey. Sorry, Mark. I'm going to interrupt here.
Fine.
I'm going to throw a ringer here at you. What about trunking channels, because you have the talk groups across multiple frequencies in the trunking system. What about the talk groups? Is there a way to set
No.
a Boondock Echo? Do you think that's something in the future then, Mark?
If somebody pays us to develop it, absolutely.
Because I know there's plenty of departments that have that sort of setup already. So
Right, but that's the thing about the Boondock Echo. We don't care. We don't care what your encryption is. We don't care what your radio's doing. If it's trunking, if it's P20, we don't care. All we need is the audio out of it. So we don't want to be involved in managing encryption keys for departments and all that other stuff.
Oh,
so
no. I wasn't talking encryption keys. I'm talking, okay, let's say, Mark, CHP Gold or CHP Blue. We'll use Blue
Okay.
channel. It's on talk group 1, 2, 3, 4 on the LA RIC system, right?
Right.
I want to just listen. I just want to listen for traffic on the talk group of 1, 2, 3, 4 with
Right.
Boondock Echo.
So Arrow does not do that. It is not currently on the roadmap because we don't have clients that require it. So stuff like that, it only makes sense for us to develop because, I mean, I know it sounds like we have a big team, but man, we just do not have time. If somebody pays us money, we find time. But other than that, that would require some amount of development to occur, several weeks. So probably not in the near future, buddy. Not at least for a year.
That Jody said something here in the chat, and that stemmed my train of thought literally for that, and so I thought I'd ask about it.
Is this spam?
Yes, that's spam. I don't know
why highlighting it.
Tim, why are we highlighting this? Why are we highlighting the Twitch spam?
Oh. I was clicking on it. I was trying to figure out how I could dump it.
Yeah.
I can't.
You have to be in the Twitch control panel to do that.
So, Jody, on the to answer your question, which is everything audio related is in the analog domain, right? For the Echo and Tango, all they will ever be is analog devices. The Arrow, no. The next thing that we're going to be looking at doing on that is it NXDN? What's the protocol we have to look at, KC?
Mm-hmm.
So no, we can do digital, but we only develop stuff like that when we get paid to develop it. In this case, we got paid handsomely. So
I'd like to point out I highlighted this, and the number of users in the stream jumped up by 20 really quick. So I'm just going to put it back up there again, and one more time. But
it jumped up to what's our viewership, buddy?
I don't know.
You want me to spin up some alts?
36 currently watching on the horizontal. I don't know what's on the vertical right now on YouTube, but we are winding down on time real quick, and Mark said he had a giveaway. So
that is true. So I do have this over here. Mark, I did pick a keyword for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, man. Okay, so here's the rules. There's going to be a couple of rules here. North America, like we'll ship to North America for free. If it's overseas, you pay for shipping. Minus $10, right? I'll eat $10 of it.
Hold the phone. Don found the magic button.
Don did find the magic button.
Those went to Jody.
Job, Don.
They went to Jody. Don got one himself. Cyber Jason, I got one. Hillbilly Ham Dave got one. Atlas's owner Chris got one. Apparently, I got one a second time somehow. Miss Renee's got one. Eamon got one. Ham Radio Hef and Poto Boy KDA LHR all got one. So, and somehow, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this for records. But I somehow got two. No, I only got one. That was me responding to Jody.
I want to talk about SSTV right after the rules. Okay, so North America, we pay to ship. If it's overseas, you pay to ship minus $10. If you already have one, looking at you, EOD Kaboom Tim, if you've already won one, please don't enter again. You're too lucky. You're going to win it again. So with that, do you want to give them the keyword, and then I'll talk about SSTV because we've had multiple questions about that.
Let's do that.
Keyword is
share screen.
Oh,
Banana.
hey,
No.
while you're doing that, I've got other good news. We're going to be at Hamvention. Is it Hamvention or Hamcation? Hamvention. We're going to be at Hamvention. Okay. The word is Boondock Echo. All one word, capital B, capital E, lowercase, everything else. Enter in Boondock Echo. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. If you haven't already, subscribe to Tim's channel. Tim needs your love.
Well, subscribe to the Ham Radio Kids Table.
Ham Radio Kids Table channel. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
Group channel, Mark.
Yep, this is a group channel.
Group channel. Okay.
Yep.
SSTV, Don asked, Tim, EOD Kaboom, Tim asked, which is tertiary Tim. So on the Echo, the Tango, they record WAV files to the SD card. Out of your browser, you get MP3, which is encoded. I don't know what happens if it's encoded, if you can still decode it. I would imagine you could, but I'm not 100% sure. But the WAV file on your SD card, which you just take the SD card out or you download it from the web interface if you don't want to take your card out, that should work for decoding. Now, we were asked, can we recognize the header file? The Boondock Echo will never probably recognize the header file, but if there's enough interest, we could certainly develop it as a server side thing. So, as your audio comes in, it says, hey, here's SSTV. The pass is going to be however long. We're going to have to add the audio editor so you can stitch files together, but it's potentially something we could develop if there was enough interest. So, Harsh, you've been very quiet today, but you've done so much work on this. Is there any part of this project that you are particularly proud of?
Yeah, so currently I was working in transmission feature. So I hope in next update we will fix it soon.
Yeah. Hirsch and KC, you've made a lot of people happy with this firmware update. We've already got people downloading it and installing it. You have done a fantastic job with this. And the whole community thanks you because you're not just doing a job, right? You're helping hundreds of people, which is pretty cool when you think about it.
It's my pleasure.
On a quick question on updates, is there a notification mechanism for people to find out when updates are released? Do you have like through the Boondock Echo social media channels? Does it come up on the display that, hey, you need to update your firmware?
That is a fantastic question.
Or can they set up an IFTTT?
We could. I will tell you this. Every firmware update that we've had, we have created a YouTube video, social media post on all our channels, Discord post, and a newsletter. And this is our first firmware update. So since August of 2024. So yes, we will do all those things for you.
Okay.
We'll make it known. I might give them a couple more days to chase bugs before we notify the wider community. Because if there is something wrong and all of a sudden 200 people have that wrong thing on their computer, I'm going to get a lot of calls really quick. So we might phase this a little bit. All right. Okay. Right now we have 17. Oh yeah, we have a Discord too. You can join our Discord. We have 17 entries. Is that all we're going to get? Is that all who's watching?
That minus the people that already have them, Mark. Well, yeah, that's probably. True. That's
true. And, guys, I don't know if you know it or not. Mark is about my age, and we grew up in the days of the Jerry Lewis telethon. And pretty soon, Mark is going to be breaking out into the Jerry Lewis telethon. There we go. See, exactly right.
He has 6 minutes in which to do it, Tim. So
we got to do it fast because Ham Nation's coming.
We'll go late. We'll go long if we have to.
How many people do we need here?
That is up to you. Whenever you tell me, we will do that.
We can do it, man.
Snooze, you lose.
Let's give these 18 loyal viewers. Let's give them.
All right.
Let's give them what they're here for. 19 loyal viewers.
Someone snuck in.
Meshtastic Dave came in.
Yeah. Hi, Dave.
I didn't even see him.
Lucas Webster. Congratulations.
Nice.
Lucas, are you good on QRZ?
That is the question. How do we find you? Kilo 9, Romeo Foxtrot Lima. post that in management so I don't lose it.
And I'm watching chat, so let's kill that and go around the horn here.
I already lost that call sign.
I have it for you, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And he's good on the Z. So
Cool.
Good on the Z.
On the Zeds.
All right, Jeff, what's going on with you?
Oh boy, too much stuff to do, not enough time to do it all. Video dropped last night. Video drops tomorrow night. Week 7 of the N2 MAK 5-2 Simplex Challenge. Week 52 days are actually done for me as of like now, but I'll probably do the entire week. So, yeah. Evidence that I did something every day for the challenge. Yes. Other than that, got videos to work on, videos to film, all kinds of stuff. Prepping for Day in Hamvention. So if you see me there, if you're going and you see me there, come to me and I'll give you stickers and we'll meet and all that stuff.
What?
And yeah, more stuff to do before I leave. So
awesome.
There you go.
Tim, what about you?
Well, actually, to our guests here, Mark, Casey, or Harsh, any last words?
I'll go last. Hirsch, you want to go?
You're muted.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to work with Boondock Echo team. So I'm just a fresher, so actually I learned a lot from Casey about the firmware development and all. And yeah, we are working on it. We hope we give the update soon.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Harsh is awesome. We the firmware is pretty complex, and if you touch something here, everything else breaks. And you can imagine it's 1 megabyte of source code, and it's a really small computer that we have to 300 kilobytes of RAM. That's what we are dealing with. So ability to do all the web interface and all these features of and Hirsch picked up very, very quickly. I just want to put one quick note. I'll quickly share my screen if you don't allow me.
Yes.
One of the most common question we get is which radio can I connect? And Mark talked about it. Go to digirig.net. They have a store. And if you scroll down, you will see that it supports a lot of different radio systems, whether it's Yaesu, Baofeng, and ICOM and whatnot. If there's a cable there on Digirig with TRSS on one side and your radio on the other side, it is going to work with Boondock Echo.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Casey.
Yeah, and support Digirig, right? We don't sell cable assemblies for a variety of reasons, but one, we would just be undercutting them, which wouldn't be cool. So anyhow, thank you all for this opportunity to share this with you. Thank you, Hirsch, for getting up at like 4 a.m. your time, craziness, but we appreciate you. You can go back to bed, come to work late, no problem. We're going to be at Ham Nation. We just heard about it today. There was a cancellation, so we jumped on it. So we're going to see you there. We'll be giving away some stickers, maybe some swag to our YouTube friends, taking interviews, doing all sorts of fun stuff. And we really hope to see you there.
Mark's so excited for Ham Nation coming up next. He meant Hamvention.
Hamvention. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, Hamvention. Ham Nation's coming up next. We appreciate you. Try out the firmware. Give it a shot. Let us know if you have trouble in the Discord. We're happy to hear from you. We're going to keep developing. Remember, this is open source. You're like, well, I don't want to pay for the $5 a month or the $15 a month for the transcription service. You don't have to. You can run this on your own machines. That's fine with us. Our target is commercial customers. We love our consumer customers, our ham customers. We would give this stuff away to you for free if we could, and that's why we're open source. So try it out. You can build your own. You can get a Tango started for like 20, 25 bucks these days. Super cheap. Go check out Temporary Offline where we showed you how to do that. That is all Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you at Ham Nation.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Frank, anything?
Nope, I have nothing.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Wow.
We're at time, so I have nothing. Go.
Positive? You have nothing.
Nothing he has.
Oof, golly, I don't know. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Mark, Harsh, and Casey for coming on tonight. If you guys have questions, comments about any of those things, there will be the contact information for the Boondock Echo Discord and social media. We'll get that into the description here. Make sure you go check out Ham Nation. Let them know that the kids table sent you guys, and we will see everybody next week. And stay safe and have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys.
Thanks,
73.
man.
73.
Bye.